morning. My name is Noah Gray. I'm the Chief Communications Officer for DC Fire and EMS. I have Assistant Chief of Operations, Tony Kelleher, Kelleher. Tony, common spelling. We're going to give you an initial briefing about what happened this morning here. Then we'll take some questions, and then we will try and do this in Spanish as well afterwards. And then we can get you Spanish sound after as well. We're joined by a number of agencies from the District of Columbia here, and this is a unified command presence, and we're all working together to make sure everyone is safe, continues to be safe after these unfortunate circumstances. So I'll turn it over to Chief Kelleher to brief you about what happened here this morning.
Okay, thank you. So just prior to 9:30 this morning, a full box alarm from the DC Fire and EMS department was dispatched to the 1400 block of Columbia Road Northwest. Initial reports were for some type of an explosion in or around the building. Our first unit arrived within 3 minutes, which was engine 21, and had no visible smoke or fire on arrival, but were approached by several citizens reporting some type of explosion inside the building. Our members got into the building, brought tools and equipment to make sure that we were able to rescue civilians if needed, as well as pets. Once we got to the third floor level of this building, we did find damage in the hallways. At this point, we're still trying to figure out what the cause of that damage is from. Initially, after that was done, we created and performed 2 systematic searches of the building. There was no occupants in the building at the time of the searches, and all of those proved negative. During our time here, one resident prior to our arrival did assist one occupant from the actual apartment where this is suspected to have originated from, and removed her from the building. In that process, that civilian from the building, the occupant, was transported to a local hospital with serious injuries. Additionally, we rescued close to about approximately 10 dogs and cats from the building itself. The building which sits behind us, it's a 35-unit apartment building. The building was occupied with 33 adults and 2 children at the time of the initial incident, and we are expecting that there will be displacements. And again, currently the cause of this and what made this occur in that apartment on the 3rd floor is under investigation and will continue to be done over the next several hours.
Any questions?
Yes. Do you have any indication that the sprinkler system was working in the building, or if there was a sprinkler system installed?
So as far as I know, there was no sprinkler system in this particular building, but as we do with any time we run any incident in a large occupied building, we will go through and make sure that if there is one there, it's functional, as well as any other fire suppression systems, and that will be under fire investigations as we go through the process.
What does the apartment look like inside today?
So I have not gone inside. I do know that there was some structural concerns just due to the fact of some dislodging of walls and doors. We did have our collapse response units come out and assure that the structural integrity is there. We did have the Department of Buildings condemn 3 of the 35 apartments on the 3rd floor, and from there we've made sure that it's structurally sound otherwise.
And what about the rest of the residents? Will they be able to move back at some point?
So at some point, we're hopeful that they will be able to. Like I said, right now we just have 3 units that are condemned. Right now we aren't allowing anyone into the building until the investigation concludes. Additionally, we want to make sure that there's power and gas back to the building and that everything's safe before we let that happen. So we're hopeful that that will occur. At this point, I don't have an update on her. Like I said, she was transported immediately after we got here, serious injuries, and right now that's all I know.
Any reason to believe this isn't sort of a kitchen accident?
So again, under investigation, that time will tell with that. I'm sure that we'll know. Unsure at this time.
In what part of the apartment?
We don't know. Yeah, it's under investigation. It just happened in that 3rd floor apartment.
Can you explain where the damage is centered around?
The entire apartment.
Yeah. Any more questions? You got time for 1 or 2 more? And we'll do Spanish. No. So okay.
No fire, no tar, no smoke, no nothing.
No, there was no evidence of fire on our arrival. There was a haze in the building, which could have been from the extinguisher or smoke, but there was no fire on arrival.
Yep. So yeah, at this time, just that 1 injury right now. That doesn't look like we'll have any more than that. We didn't evaluate any more people. You could see in the street there are some shards of glass from the explosion. We'd like to thank our partners here with us, DC Homeland Security Emergency Management Agency, Department of Buildings, Mayor's Office of Latino Affairs. The American Red Cross, I believe, is going to be out here helping us as well. And we're working with our utility partners as well, Washington Gas. I think we have Pepco en route if they're not already here. So again, we're gonna be here probably for the next few hours. We want to make sure that the residents that are impacted by this are taken care of. They're able to get their medication. They're able to get any sort of belongings or anything. So we have a group working with them. So we'll be out here for a little while. We're not going anywhere, and we'll be able to answer any of your questions as you have them. Okay. So.